Hey guys, Thunder here, and I am back at the ISCC Racing Network to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage of the ISCC Insomniac Elite Series. Well, here we are. It's that time of year again. It is time for the penultimate round of Season 3. We are here at the infamous Talladega Superspeedway for round number 24. Only 2 rounds to go. This track, of course, it is a massive wild card. Anything can happen here, and I literally mean anything. We've had some crazy stuff happen here in the past. This is basically the last step until we decide who is fighting for the Season 3 championship. Right now, Cosmic Nova, your reigning champion, finds himself in the lead after striking at the right time. He's got a few people to worry about in this race, though. Mainly Sean Angel, DJ Curtis, and Connor Atwood. But there's still a lot of other people that could also capitalize if Nova struggles, which he could, because not only does Nova have a poor track record here, but Talladega does have a history of being rather mean to points leaders. Not just in this series, just in general. In the aftermath of last week's race at Decatur, Daniel Voiles has been slapped with a 20-point penalty, and he is now in the negatives. Yeah, he hasn't scored a whole lot of points this season. He now finds himself on -8 points, and he's got some work to do if he wants to stay in the positives. But don't have too many stories to give, so I bet you're all just waiting for this race to get underway. So I won't ramble any longer. Let's get down to the truck for your starting lineup. Well, looks like William Duncan has finally punched that ticket into the shootout for next year with this pole. But we'll have to see what he can do in the race. Can he translate this into a win? Well, we'll find out as it's time to get those engines fired up, and let's go racing. 57 laps ahead of us. 42 cars on this big super speedway. This is the fastest track on the calendar right here, and arguably the most dangerous as well. You'll see the pace car comes down. William Duncan and Charles Sanford are on the front row. And 57 laps from now, we will see who is our contenders for the Season 3 IS Championship. Duncan is going to get a good start here, as we're going to be coming to the start here. The flagman waves the green, and here we go. We're rocking in Talladega. Sanford got a good start. Mason Powers got a great start. And he's going to try and go to the outside. That's not going to work. Inside is the preferred line here. As we're going to see the drivers come flying down here. They've got some great camera shots here. Duncan and Sanford are side by side now. They head down the back straight. Sanford getting a bit of a push. And he will move into the lead of the race. That S3 power working very well right now. S3 Motorsports might be the favorite to win this race. And that would be great for them, because if you didn't know, believe it or not, S3 Motorsports has yet to win a race this season. I know, despite how fast these cars have been, and despite their rankings and the points, S3 Motorsports has not won at all this season. But we'll see if that changes tonight. I think this is their best chance. Duncan's not really doing very well at catching up. Oh, there's some contact back there. Oh! Stewart hit the wall, and he's coming back at the track. Amani's involved. First caution. Oh! Hard hit. Rydick just slammed it at 21, and that is his lap 2. Wow, big crash here. Lap 2. Definitely have some concern there for John Amati. Didn't even start talking about like the championship situation here. DJ Curtis, there he is. He's off to a good start. He's in 11th. Looks like the Sanfords, Charles and Henry, are 1-2 at the moment. But we're going to go back and take a look at what happened to bring out our first caution of the night. Well, here's a look at what happened. Lewis Duran, his car wasn't running very well on the start here. He may have had a problem. Matt Duncan gets into him. He goes down the track. You can see there's a wall that jets out there. Duran did a good job to avoid hitting it dead on, but he does just hit it. And it sends him up the track. And it's going to be right into John Amati. Nico Polyakov just barely misses that. But then Amati, he's going to grind to a halt here. But here comes Gall Redlick coming very quickly. He slams into the driver's side door of the 21. That car goes airborne and begins rolling. Slides on his roof there for a bit, and then he rolls over a few times. Ultimately landing upside down, no, on his wheels. And, yeah, that was a pretty hard crash. How fast was Redlick going? Oh boy. Oh dear. 194 miles an hour into the driver's side of that 21. That is a violent impact. I hope Amati's okay, because that is a massive hit. Kind of want to take an onboard look at Polyakov, though, specifically from the back end, because you gotta see just how close that was. You just see that is just, Jesus. Yeah, let's look from the back end here. Onboard look with the 13 from the back end. Wow. Polyakov, the Russian, he's going to need a change of pants after that one. Alright, I actually forgot to mention that Nico Polyakov's in the 13 again because Seth Cole is back this week. You can see he restarts there at 14th. But here's our running order for the restart here on lap number 7. It's going to be Charles Sanford in first, Henry Sanford in second, William Duncan in third, Connor Atwood in fourth, Mason Powers 5th, Maxwell Chan 6th, Sean Angel 7th, Carl Sander 8th, Jordan Davis 9th, DJ Curtis is in 10th, then Zachary Fitzwater, Ali Nelson, Jock Dick Cook, Seth Cole, Phil Fyodor, Brandon Wood, Matt Pericles, Jeffrey Finguy, Chris Sargis Smith, and James Silverfox. As for, alright, Chris Louviere is, come down pit road. He had a mechanical issue with that car. We don't know what it is yet, but he hasn't left pit road, so it might be serious. We are back to green now. Sanford got a great jump, but that might not necessarily be good here, because that means that the drivers behind him might be able to get a slingshot going, but I don't know. That's typically the case, but sometimes this season we've had cars that are so strong that they're able to just break away, and well, I wonder what we might get if we have a car like that here on a track like this. He might be able to hold his own, but it does look like Henry is not going to let that happen. He is closing in on that 24. But yeah, I'll say update on John Amati. Yeah, he was airlifted to a local hospital. No word on his medical condition at this time. Man, we just have gotten off from an injury, and now we might be looking at another one. This is kind of sad, honestly. Well, here's Seth Cole. He's running 15th right now. Here's Chris Sargis Smith and Felix Fyodor. They're running fairly decently. The TRUs are actually pretty solid on super speedways. It's basically their one strength. So like, it's not actually super surprising to see them up front, right? See them in the points. And yeah, Sanford holding the lead right now. Let's check it out. Nova is in 25th. Not in the points yet. That's not a good start for him. Ryder Smith's not in the points. He needs to change that because Smith needs to do well today if he wants to stay in the championship. Maxwell Chan is also a contender. He's running in 10th place. Sean Angel is in ninth. Angel is doing exactly what he needs to do along with Connor Atwood and DJ Curtis, who are running very well. Very high up in the top 10 there. Curtis getting ready to try and take second here, 4 wide. Henry goes way up the track, and he's gonna be falling back here. It is a shuffle game here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Here we see a lot of cars dropping back and then moving up again. It's just the nature of these kinds of tracks. Well, we're gonna see what Curtis can do. Is he gonna get a good draft here? Yeah, he's got a good draft off the 22. I mean, the 24. But nobody's been able to challenge him quite yet. I think this might be Charles Sanford's best chance for a win this season, because he ended up botching Australia, but the S3s are very strong on these super speedways, so this could be Sanford's best chance for a win this season. If he did win, it would be his first win on an oval, so there is that. Curtis takes the lead now with Carl Sanner in second. Sanner is RJ Manson Racing Super Speedway ace. He knows what he's doing on these types of tracks, and he showed it again this year because he won the other Super Speedway race that was at Daytona. Then the other Super Speedway winner was David Balzac, who was in the points but not running up particularly well right now. We'll see if that changes later on. Oh, here comes Jeffrey Finguy with a big burst of speed. He just hit the fastest lap of the race. That car looks very strong. So Finguy moves out to the front. Doing a very good job right now. Got a few stragglers in the back there. It can be a bit tough to run. It can be a bit tough to run well here. There's James Shelley. He's way in the back. So is Cal Collins and Reese Black. Don't know what's up with them. Thin guy holding his own. Looks like he's got a very strong car because everyone's kind of struggling to keep up with him. It would be quite a shock to see Finguy win on a super speedway. Well, I think it'd be a shock enough for him to get a third win of the season. Like man, that would just be ridiculous. We'll see. There's still a long way to go, so I don't think he's gonna be able to hold that spot forever. But super speedways are unpredictable. We'll just have to see what happens in these coming laps. Another update on Seth Cole. He's now in 12th. Still maybe not doing as well as I may have expected. There's contact behind him. That's Justin Cook. And he goes flipping into the grass. He digs in and starts barrel rolling. Oh, on top of the 2. And he is going for a wild, wild ride. And there's the 31 who's flipping it now. Wow. Oh, man, another big crash. And we are back under caution here for a second time tonight. And Ryan Acosta just blew up. Ryan Acosta was just minding his own business, running kind of lower midfield, and that car just went up in smoke. Why am I not surprised? That really is just Ryan Acosta's season in a nutshell, to be honest. Yeah. Definitely a shame now. Well, we need to go and take a look at that. Another big crash here on lap number 15, now 16. Well, here's a look. Here's Jockey Cook running in 13th, not too bad. And then you're still in Young behind him. He looks, but he gets into the 9, turns him down the track, and into that wall at incredible speed, and he bounces into the 2 who sends him flying, and he starts rolling, and then the car digs into the grass here and starts rolling even more. It's been a while since I've seen a car roll like this, and he gets on top of the 2 there, and then he bounces on the track, catching some serious hang time. Theodore barely manages to miss that. And then there's Nick Pericles. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, so he hit the 2. He hit the 2 at a rather high rate of speed, about 155 miles an hour, and that sent his car flipping, and Young's car was shot up into the air. Man, another violent crash here. But I have the most concern here for Dick Cook, who took a massive hit in here. Driver's side, over 200 miles an hour. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the worst angle, but just the rate of speed he hit that wall at. Ugh. That's a lot of velocity to hit the wall at. And all the rolling just kind of made it worse, but I don't know. Rolling does kind of like dissipate the energy, so I don't really know if that made it worse or not. Definitely made him very sick. That I can figure out, but yeah. Yeah, he and Dylan Young are being taken to a local hospital. I'm hoping they're fine. We're gonna take an onboard look here, Felix Fedor, who came very close to getting involved in that. Wow. Close call for the Canadian there. Felix Fedor, oh my god! Acosta blew up just as he was driving by her. I mean, I do feel bad for Acosta, but you gotta admit that it's kind of funny. But yeah, I think Felix Fedor, she's not been having the best season. She had a good run at Decatur. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. She's trying to make up for it here tonight. Well, and she might be able to do it because that car is very strong on these types of tracks. We're going back to green, lap number 20 of 57. Drivers out of the race include Ryan Acosta, Dick Cook, Dylan Young, and Nick Pericles. Jeffrey Finguy leads after pit stop still. DJ Kerson's in second, Henry Sanford third, Carl Sander fourth, William Duncan fifth, Howie Nelson sixth, Jordan Davis seventh, Connor Atwood eighth, Charles Sanford 9th, and Mason Powers rounds out the top 20. The top 10, I mean. Alright, so we know that like pit stops can change the way the cars behave. It's happened a lot this season that their behavior changes rather drastically. And we might see that again here. As we are back to green here on lap number 20, approaching the halfway point. And Finguy with a good restart. Henry Sanford, that car's still very strong. Curtis did not get the best of restarts there. And it looks like Sanford's got the drop on the 42. I don't think he's going to have a lot of trouble getting by him here. Got McLaren up there too. I think a lot of people are holding up the 48 of Jordan Davis there. He seems like he's probably pretty quick. But Henry Sanford takes the lead now. And Finguy is going to fall back a little bit, I think. As we got a big pack of cars up here, which includes title contenders Kozak Nova and Sean Angel. And actually, Connor Atwood in there as well. It's like Carl Sander is having some issues with his car. We're hearing that DJ Curtis might be having some issues as well. And having some issues with that car as well. Yeah, he's 5 miles an hour slower than Charles Sanford, so there's definitely some kind of minor engine problem there of the 19. I think the same can be said for Carl Sander, which is a tough break for both those guys. But Curtis, he needs to figure out something quick because to try and stay in the points, because he needs these points in order to catch Kozak Nova in the championship. And he especially needs them now because look at Nova, he is gaining ground. And we're gonna see where he is when he crosses the stripe here. He is in 14th. So he's definitely one to worry about right now. Although he's contacting Wooden Fitzwater, and they held it together. All right, so Henry Sanford holding the lead. Mason Powers surprising people right now. Powers has been pretty good in this race. It's a bit surprising, but I guess it is Talladega. We'll have to see if he can maybe be a threat here for Henry. Or there's Jordan Davis. Davis is pretty quick. And it looks like Seth Cole's got a lot of pace as well. You can see him up there. He's finally gotten that car figured out. And got four wide. Got four wide there. Very tight battle for second. Looks like Davis is going to get it. But for how long? Seth Cole is closing on his back bumper fast. And he moves him out of the way. This is Seth Cole's first race since Japan, where he was injured. This has not been the ideal season for Seth Cole. Finished runner-up in the championship last year. He's been nowhere this year, though. He's trying to turn that around, though. And he is having a good showing here. Closing in on Henry Sanford now. We'll see if he can maybe take the lead here, as we're getting very close to the halfway point now. I'll say halfway point is basically, let's see here. I'd say maybe lap 27, I'd say 28, 29, that's probably about the halfway point. It's uneven, but I'd say that. And Colt, the push from Davis. It would be nice to see Seth Cole win this race, because, well, I mean, he's coming back. This is the first race since injury, and he also hasn't won a race at all this year, and it'd be nice to see him return to victory lane. Here's Chris Argus-Smith. He's up here right now, a good showing for him. Chris Washer's having a fantastic showing, though. I guess the rumors about him getting canned were false, because Trek Tauger did recently announce that Washer will be finishing out the season. He did say Washer will be released at year's end, but he will get to finish out his contract, which is good to see, because Washer's is one of those guys that's been around for a long time. He's not really had the most successful careers. He's never actually won a points race. His only win was the Season 2 shootout. But yeah, it's a bit sad to see some veterans' careers coming to an end. I mean, PJ Williams. There's PJ Williams. We're having Chris Washer. We're gonna be having William Duncan here, because Duncan announced his retirement from full-time driving. Of course, that means he's probably still gonna be around, but he won't. This is his last attempt at the championship. He needs to do something huge in order to get himself into the title hunt right now. He's having a good showing, but I don't know if he's doing enough. Oh, Valzak's up here as well. Valzak actually has won here at Talladega. He did it back in Season 1 when he was subbing the 14. When he was subbing for the 14 team, he was replacing Pichu London, who left the team for mysterious reasons. But yeah, so Valzak has won here before. It's a bit surprising that a road ringer knows his way around a super speedway, but Valzak does. In fact, his only wins are in super speedways. Yep, Talladega in Season 1, and then he won at Arkansas earlier this year. Will he be able to score a second win and a third on a super speedway? Well, we'll have to see. There is still a long way to go. We're at the halfway point now. This is definitely going to be interesting to see where this is going to go. Surprisingly, he's strung out for a super speedway race, though, and Polyakov is in the points in the Black Storm. Well, I guess he's still got some of that S3 magic going, and Nova's not in the points. Oh wow, that's a twist. So he's not. Looks like that car. The aerodynamics on the Wrecking Ball's car is hurting him right now. He's not able to run the points at the moment. DJ Curtis still falling back, but he is doing okay. He's in 17th. He's still in the points. Angel's in 16th. Smith is making progress. This is exactly what he needs. But oh, Seth Cole just blew up! Seth Cole just blew up! Wow, that caught me off guard. So we're gonna take a look at the replay here. This is on lap 28. Cole was leading the way here, and then there goes the engine, and he pulled down, and that's it. That's his race, and that was pretty much Seth Cole's year in a nutshell. His best chance for a win down the drain. That is a tough break for Seth Cole, and another potential win-loss there. It's a shame that the race had to go that way for him. That's going to leave Jordan Davis in the lead of this race. He's not won this year, and Davis announced this week that he is not returning next year. it's a bit surprising to say the least, but he said that that the international stage has been very stressful, and he just doesn't really want to deal with it. He kind of wants to go back to his family. So yeah, Jordan Davis will be leaving the IS after one season for personal reasons, perfectly respectable reasons. But it is a shame to see him go. It's a shame to see such a promising young talent leave after only a single season, because Davis could have had a shot at the championship while he's still mathematically eligible. If he does it well enough today, he could keep himself in the show. He's doing what he needs to do right now. He's just trying to get the job done. As there is a wreck behind. We're gonna take a look at that in a minute. But Davis, he's had a very strong season. He still has a shot to beat Ryder Smith for Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year's been getting pretty close because Smith's been having some bad runs. But yeah, we'll have to see what becomes of Jordan Davis here at the end of the season. Well, here's a look what happened. Connor Atwood, under pressure, made a mistake and got on his teammate, Kyle Collins, turned him down to James Silverfox, and Nico Polyakov with another mini heart attack there. Poor guy. And Collins, Atwood, and Silverfox all go spinning. And while neither of them take any hard hits, Atwood doesn't take any damage, but that's going to cost him a ton of time, especially since, believe it or not, no caution came out for this. So if we go green the rest of the way, that could spell trouble for Atwood's title hopes. Okay, heading into the later stages of this race here, David Balzac is going to challenge Davis now. We are approaching 20 laps to go in this race, and it's getting a bit strung out here. It's just kind of the way the cars have behaved this season. And I'm not really a fan of the aero package that we have, but we'll have to see what happens in next season's aero package. As they said, they are planning on changing it, so we'll have to see how the cars behave next year. But this is Talladega. There's still time left for this race to get interesting. There's still a lot of time left. I mean, we're only near 20 left. 20 laps is a lot of time. Yeah, David Balzac's taking the lead now. Charles Sanford makes a move down low. And Charles Sanford, a fan favorite. This is real. I haven't really mentioned this a whole lot, but this really is a breakout year for Sanford. He's never actually been that successful in the series. The only track he's ever really been able to blow people away at was the Outback Raceway Park, where his only 2 wins are at. His only wins in the series are both at that track. And he's never gotten better than a top 20 in the points. This season, if he gets some good runs here at the end, he could be looking at a top 5. And of course, he is still mathematically eligible for the championship. So if he puts some great runs together, who knows? Charles Sanford could win the championship. That's basically the best part of this season, really. It's just how wide open this championship battle has been. This entire year, we haven't really seen who's the top guys. Well, I mean, eventually, some leaders emerged, but it's always been so competitive that I've never been able to pick a favorite. Even though I thought I could, when it was Curtis and Smith, then Japan happened and threw the whole thing for a loop, and now we have 12 guys mathematically eligible for the championship. And we could have more depending on what happens. And we could still have a lot of guys eligible depending on what happens here tonight. A lot of contenders have been doing pretty well right now. And Ryder Smith, Ryder Smith is in the top 10 now. He is doing exactly what he needs to do to stay in this title hunt. He is not happy about what's been going on lately. 2 ill-timed retirements have dropped him way down the points order, and he is chasing. He's having a difficult time trying to get into title contention, but he's giving it his best shot, and at this point he might be able to do it because Cosmic Nova is not running the points. And he's battling for points though. He's running 21st, challenging Will Hoyt for 20th. And where's Curtis? He's battling This group is not really doing too well. They might be able to catch him, but I'm not sure. But here's Cavagnaro, Polyakov, Curtis. They're all running here. It looks like Curtis in 18th at the moment, so he is gaining points on Nova, but not much. Look at this! The leaders have been caught by the pack behind them, and they've also caught the slow car of Connor Atwood, who's probably kicking himself after what he did earlier in the race, because that probably will put his title hopes in jeopardy. Although because of what Nova's doing, and really what all the title contenders are doing, he might still. I think he'd still be in contention, because Nova's just not doing enough to knock him out, and neither is Angel or Curtis. So I think Atwood's gotten a lucky break, really. But here's Fitzwater and Chris Washer. This is maybe Washer's best run of the year right now. Yeah, this is arguably Washer's best run of the year. He hasn't finished in the top 10 this entire season, so it would be quite interesting if he can pull that off here tonight. And Zachary Fitzwater, I wonder if he could win this race. Fitzwater is pretty good on these super speedways. He had in his rookie year, he had 2 runner-up finishes on super speedways. One at Texas World and then one at Louisiana. Speaking of Louisiana, there's actually some rumors going around as, we got some green flag pit stops. I'll continue with my topic here. We heard that in order to attract the ISCC to giving them a date back for a series, they are redesigning the track, reconfiguring it and everything to try and have it appeal to the ISCC, because the way the track as it was, the ISCC kind of lost interest in that racetrack, which is a shame, but yeah, we'll have to see there. Here's Sean Angel, Argus Smith, Nelson. I really can't believe Argus Smith hasn't wrecked yet. I mean, considering the luck he's had so far. We got a few more cars coming down. Got some more of the leaders here. Making their pit stops here. Final pit stop of the night. This is for some people, this is maybe the most important stop of the year. And here comes Sean Angel. Matt Duncan comes down as well. Cavagnaro, he already, Cavagnaro already, is Cavagnaro staying out? I don't think it's too smart of a move. And here's Angel. We're getting word that Angel's having a problem with the car. They've stalled it on pit road. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hamilton unreliability strikes again for Angel. And at the worst possible time. He was probably going to take the point lead of the run he was having. But this is going to kill it. Now we just have to hope that Nova does not score, because if he does, Angel might be in trouble here. We're going to watch him to see if he gets off at all. We'll have to keep an eye on him here. There's Nova, he's off. Chris Argus-Smith is apparently staying out by himself, which is not the smartest move. And it looks like Angel has finally come off of pit road, I think. Yeah, he's finally off, but he's lost a lap now, and his chance of points just went down the drain. That is a tough break for the Canadian. he's still in good shape for the championship, but he could have been in better shape. He could have taken the point lead or gotten much closer to Nova, but as it stands, this is how it's going to turn out. Wow, we have less than 10 laps to go now, and after pit stops, Jordan Davis is leading this race with Brandon Wood in second, and Henry Sanford and David Balzac in third and fourth. They're closing fast on the 17 that just came out of pit road, and Wood's car doesn't seem to have the pace it did on that last stint, so I don't know if he's able to hold him off, and he does it. They just go streaking on by, and they now try to close in on that 48. They've still got a huge head of steam there going. Henry Sanford has never won an IES race, and he's actually run a lot of them. Even though he's not a full-time driver, he's basically been the super sub of the IES, because he's ran the second half of the season twice now, once in season 1 and now in season 3. And he ran a few races in Season 2 as well. So yeah, Henry Sanford's been doing a lot of subbing for S3 Motorsports. He's actually subbed at some point every season. Oh, here's a lap car. It's Maxwell Chan, who, I don't know what went wrong, but he's having a terrible day, and he's going to go a lap down here. He's got to hope Nova does not do well. Granted, because Angel's not doing well, and neither is Curtis, I think he may also be saved, but it depends on Nova, I think. Here's Curtis. He's in 16th now, and the car looks a bit healthier. He might be able to hold on to that and get a few more points. But he might have to worry a little bit because Nova is in the points. He's by himself in 20th, but he's in the points. So Curtis doing everything he can to try and keep himself in this championship. But the question is, will it be enough? David Balzac making the charge towards Davis for the lead. Got another lap car on the way. That's the 40 of Reese Black, who's not had a good night. Bit of a shame. If that car was actually good on the high-speed tracks, Black could have been a threat, but seemed to get some damage anyway. Don't know where he got that. But let's see how the leaders react. Davis goes up high and gets by without a hitch. And there's Charles Sanford. He gained a lot of time there. The guys in front of him got held up, and Charles gained a lot of time. He gets past Henry, and now is trying to chase down David Balzac here for the lead. We don't have a lot of time left. We've got 5 laps to go, in fact. And Sanford is trying to chase down his teammate Jordan Davis. I don't think Sanford is going to take it easy, but upon crunching the numbers, Jordan Davis has to finish on the podium in order to stay in this title. If he wants to be in the title hunt heading to Fontana, Davis needs to get a podium. If he leads the most laps, he'll then have to finish in 4th. So we'll have to check in on that. We don't know if he's led the most laps yet. We'll probably check that at the end of the race. But here comes Balzac though. Balzac looking for his 2nd win of the year, his 3rd overall. Can he get Team Thunder another win? This has not been the best of seasons for that team, but he's trying to make things work where he can. And he is right on the back bumper of the 48 now. And off of turn number 4. And Sanford looks on him, and that might have knocked out Balzac as Sanford is going to try and use the draft off his teammate. Here now, he's across the stripe. 3 laps to go. And he's still trying to get past the 99. I think he may have it here. Yes, Sanford is in P2. Got another lap car coming up here. That's a 71 of James Shelley. Dodge Motorsports having a pretty awful night. But here's Sanford. He's slowly closing on the 48. He's doing everything in his power to make this happen. Sanford is really trying to make this work. And Henry Sanford is trying to close in as well. I think James Shelley is going to be a factor here. As here comes Sanford, making a move down low for the lead. As he head for the tri-oval. Coming down now to take 2 laps to go. Across the straight now. 2 to get to the left. 2 left now. But here's Sanford. And oh wow, got Alex Perkle and Danny Everett as well. This is going to decide the race, I think. As Sanford is going to go to the outside, and he has the easier time. Balzac gets held up, and he pinches Davis. Shelley shouldn't have done that, but that may be a blessing for Charles Sanford, as that just helped him pull his gap because it held up Davis a little bit. And here comes Henry Sanford. Oh man, imagine the Sanford brothers got 1-2. It could happen. But we need to see here. Sanford comes down, take the white flag. Connor Atwood with a problem there, but white flag is out for Charles Sanford. 1 lap to go. He is trying to get around the outside of Everett. Everett being pretty respectful there. So he's holding his line. And there's Alex Perkle. Will Perkle be an issue? That's the question. And there's Henry. He's making a move back there. He's fighting hard for 2nd, but Balzac not giving an inch. And Sanford is not going to have an issue with Perkle. That's all she wrote, I think. And off the final corner. We're heading down the front straight. And through the tri-oval, it's going to be Charles Sanford going back to victory lane. Sanford finally wins on another track. His third career win. He wins the Route of Alabama. Nicely done. And Charles Sanford returns to victory lane. And finally, he wins at a track that's not the Outback Raceway Park. And better yet, he gets his first win on an oval. Fantastic effort there by Sanford. And it is a Sanford 1-2 finish as Henry comes home in second. Just beating out David Valzak. And Jordan Davis finishes in fourth. But, according to what we're hearing, he did, in fact, lead the most laps. So Davis is in the hunt at Fontana. We'll have to see just what our situation looks like here soon. Finn Guy comes home with a fantastic 5th place. Ryder Smith does exactly what he needs to do and finishes in 6th. Brandon Wood in 7th. William Duncan, another top 10 in 8th. And Zachary Fitzwater is in 9th. And Felix Theodore gets redemption for Decatur and rounds out the top 10. Sadly, Chris Washer came up just short, finishing 11th. But TRU, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So overall, fantastic day for them. Kozak Nova finishes in 22nd, no points. DJ Curtis in 16th. So great stuff for him. And honorable mentions also go to Niko Polyakov and Daniel Voiles. Polyakov channeling that S3 magic, and Daniel Voiles managed to keep it clean today and got himself a great run. Whew! Man, that Talladega being an intense race as usual, and at a very well-deserved winner of Charles Sanford finally getting a win that's not at Australia. And that will be thrusting Sanford straight in this title fight as well, because you got to remember he was mathematically in contention, and now he might realistically be in contention when we head down to Fontana. Well, I bet y'all are waiting to see just who is going to be contending for the season 3 IS Championship. Yeah, when we get down to Fontana for the Insomniac Championship night, it is going to be one heck of a show. And yeah, I don't want to keep you guys waiting much longer. So I am just going to get off here. So yeah, the stage is set, and it is going to be time here. For next time, we're going to be running the final round, the Fontana at the Insomniac Championship night at Fontana, and it's going to be one heck of a show. Here we go, though. It's time for the results and standings. You've been watching a production of the ISCC Racing Network. I'm signing off, and I'll see you at Fontana.